third inning. I'm watching Padres and Mariners right now.
Yeah, we can hear the sound in the background.
Hmm?
We can hear the sound.
We're live.
Hey. We are live. We are live, and we are here, 5 of us. Tim, Brian, Keith, Mike, and myself, Rob. We will be with you for the next, maybe 45 minutes or less. We're going to trim down what we're going to been doing lately. We're going to have a 35-second shot clock. Daniel Barry, welcome to the show, and I hope you join us for the whole 45 minutes. We have got 8 college football games going on this week, and we're going to start with Tim. Tim, we've got Auburn. They are a 2.5-point favorite. They are traveling to Baylor, and 57.5 is a total. Have at it, Tim.
Well, the fact that Baylor can't even be a favorite in their own stadium makes me a little worried. I don't recall what they did last year, but wow. Then again, this is almost do or die for Mr. The Auburn head coach. He's not exactly been great, but he's not been terrible. So I would think that maybe Auburn plays a little harder to get this the first win done. I know this is one of the Friday games, so either team may take a little bit to get started. Give me Auburn to cover the 2.5, but give me the under.
All right, so Tim, and he'll go with the under. Brian, have at it.
Okay, Auburn Baylor. The coach is Hugh Freeze, came from Liberty. He's been dealing with prostate cancer, so he's been having some things on his mind. He's got some good wide receivers to work with. Eric Singleton from Georgia Tech is over there. And defensive end Keldrick Falk should be a first-round draft pick. He's a good pass rusher. Baylor returns lots of returning players, a lot of their best returning players. Quarterback Sawyer Robinson threw for over 3,000 yards and 28 touchdowns. And their defense improved through the transfer portal. I've got Baylor winning this game, and I'm taking the under, so they'll cover and win.
All right, Brian's taking Baylor, and he is going with the under. Have at it, Keith.
Well, just briefly today, I looked at the teams that are playing that we're making picks on, and just to try to get an idea of how the players are projected for these teams. And just to me, it looks like Auburn's deeper, and they got like higher rated talent more so than what Baylor does. So I feel comfortable in taking Auburn given the points. But I think it looked like both teams can probably score some points. So I'm going to go with the over on this one.
All right. Michael.
Yes, I don't know much what's going on except for what I have read. And from what I have read, you got to go simple. I'm going to keep things simple. Let's go with Auburn as the favorite. I don't know if a lot of points are going to be scored in this game. I'm going to go with the under.
All right. I'm with you guys. I just don't understand why Auburn doesn't have their stuff together a little bit better. I realize their quarterback is he's coming in now, and that's their biggest question mark is quarterback. With their offensive line, top 15 in the country, defensive line, top 15 in the country, and their defensive backs may be top 10 in the country. Baylor's back 4 or back 7 are not very good. I think that if the Auburn quarterback is able to have a little bit of time, he's going to be okay here. I don't think Baylor's going to get in the end zone a whole lot either. I like to run with what Tim and Mike says here. I like Auburn, and I will go with the under. Auburn and under. All right, we go to Brian. Another Friday evening game. We got Georgia Tech. They're traveling to Deion Sanders territory, Colorado. Georgia Tech is a 4.5-point favorite in this ball game. 52.5 is a total. Have at it, Brian.
All right, Georgia Tech returns 9 starters with 27 seniors. That's a lot of seniors to have in your program. So there's a lot of maturity on that team. Their team is fast. They can run. Their quarterback's physical. He's tough. And head coach Brent Key is well known for turning around programs, both as a player, and he's turned them around definitely as a coach as well. They played a great game last year in the opener in Ireland. They didn't win that game, but they played very well. Colorado looks like they're going to have Caden Salter as their quarterback. He's kind of like Kyler Murray. He's a runner and a thrower, short guy. Georgia Tech better hope they can breathe in Boulder, and hopefully they've been drinking a lot of water this past week because that's always a challenge. Colorado's offensive line is the 4th heaviest. They're going to be a completely different team. I think they've got a lot to get together. Georgia Tech, I picked a win, and I think the game is under.
All right. So, Brian, you're picking Georgia Tech straight up, and you're going to go under. All right. Keith.
Okay, again, looking at kind of some player rankings. Georgia Tech, it looks like, is rated to be pretty good at the skill positions. Other places, it seems like it's not nearly as strong. It looks like they're saying Colorado's got a lot of talent on defense and skill positions. It doesn't really give a lot of compliments about their offensive line outside of maybe one guy. I'll go with Colorado to win this game, Georgia Tech was favored, so there's no problem covering, but they'll win and it'll be over.
All right. So you actually thought you're going to pick them actually to win outright.
Yeah, I mean, if they're right on the projections of the talent on these teams, on what I'm looking at here, it shouldn't be that hard for them to win this game. Less experience.
Right, so you're going under the total, over to total?
Over.
Over. All right. Go for it there, Mike.
I have 2 little stats I found a little while ago. First, I don't know if it makes any difference, but Colorado against the spread last year, they were 9-4. I don't know if that's really going to mean anything, but why not? And again, the Georgia Tech quarterback is supposed to be really, really good. He's a proven quarterback, and even though I think it's going to be a close game. So if it's a close game, and it's a home game, you might as well go with the underdog. Let's go with Colorado. I don't know if it's going to be wheeling and dealing. We might as well stay under the total.
You going under?
Yeah, I'm going to go under.
All right, hold on. I got to answer Harris. What time are we starting, Harris said? I'm putting now. That's about as close as I can get.
Some time ago.
A while ago. He can catch up with us. Look, Colorado, we already know that Deion brings a sense of a zoo-like atmosphere anyway. He no longer has that saving grace of that wide receiver defensive back there anymore. He's gone. Mm-hmm. They have got new receivers. Their offensive line is suspect at best. I think they got 1 senior. The rest look like they're sophomores and freshmen. They are not very sure. 2 transferred out of there and left with the rising seniors this year. They got out of there. I like Georgia Tech in this spot all the way. 52.5. And you know what? We know Colorado likes to score a whole lot. And Georgia Tech is going to score theirs too. Georgia Tech covers. I will go with the over. Georgia Tech in the over. Go for it there, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like also towards the end of last year that even that one huge lead that Colorado blew, it was, I mean, it's you're dealing with a new quarterback, probably new receiving core. And I wonder if Georgia Tech still doesn't run the triple option, do they? No, okay, so they gave that up a while ago. Okay,
not as much, but they do like to run the football a lot. But they don't run a triple option.
The quarterback will run, but they're not an option team.
They're not an option team. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the 4 points for Georgia Tech?
4.5.
4.5. I think Georgia Tech will win the game, but I don't see it by 4 points. I see it maybe being a field goal game. So, and then give me, heck, I'll switch it up. Give me the over.
That slider was in another area code. And you just didn't know.
Tim, did you think the Auburn game was going over or under?
All right.
I had an under. For
now
them.
we're going to the Saturday games. We're going to skip this noon game. You going over or under, Tim?
For the Colorado game, I went over.
Yeah.
Did you go over or under?
Over.
Okay. The Saturday noon game, we're going to skip that. Yeah, I got you. We're going to skip that one. That's going to be our grand finale. We'll come back to it.
I figured that.
Syracuse traveling to Tennessee. Tennessee is a 14-point favorite in this ball game, 50.5. Keith.
Well, again, from what I was looking at, which is, just a few minutes worth of looking at roster, to me it looks like Tennessee is by far and away got a better roster here, going to win and cover. And so I'm going to take them, give the 14 points, but I'll go with the under because I don't know how many points to expect out of Syracuse in this game.
All right, so Keith's going with.
And if I remember right, I
Tennessee
think Tennessee's strength was on the defensive side of the ball too. So,
yeah. Most of the SEC teams this year have pretty good defenses. You're right. Yeah. Go for it, Mike.
I don't know. Again, this is another game I really don't know much about. Don't know much about Tennessee. Don't know much about who they're playing because I don't read much about things. To me, it's still baseball season. And I don't know. To me, it just sounds simple. If the odds makers go with the favorite of Tennessee, I'll go with Tennessee. Might be a low-scoring game, I would think. I'm more worried about the networks and where they're going so I can find a way to watch all these games. So let's go with the Volunteers, and we'll go under.
All right. Comes to me now. Syracuse and Tennessee, both have lost a lot of talent as far as receivers, running backs, stuff like that. I think Syracuse's quarterback's back, though. I do think that.
Oh,
no.
McCord's actually got cut by
He didn't come back. Okay.
No.
All right. I still 14 points is a lot of points to give in the first game of the year. These teams, neither one of them have played Stony Brook, Stony Creek, or Stony River yet. And
It's a brook.
I just think there's a good chance, or they hadn't played the Scrabble team either. I don't know. It's just something tells me 14's too much. 14's too much. Syracuse is a tough team to play. I realize they're going to be at Rocky Top. I don't care. I just think 14's too much. I'll take Syracuse and the 14 points. I'll go under too. I think some of these teams are still not going to have their offense together yet. Go for it there, Tim.
unfortunately, the Scrabble team lost to Nicholls State. That game was on ESPN on
convincingly.
Saturday. So unfortunately, they're 0-1.
Oh, Syracuse has already lost to Nicholls State.
No. I'm talking about the Scrabble team, Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word.
Okay.
Yeah, they played last week. The loss of McCord, I mean, like I said, they're not too sure, but that with the Ulimaiava going to UCLA now because of the whole NIL thing, who knows, that might be something that helps the team maybe get a little closer. I mean, if they're returning enough of the players that got them to a playoff appearance, I think they're easily 14 points better than Syracuse. So I'll take Tennessee. Give me the under because I'm not sure how much Syracuse will actually score.
All right. So Tim goes with Tennessee and the under. All right, Brian.
Hope everybody likes orange.
I'm going to be the Lone Ranger here and taking Syracuse.
You are. Hope everybody likes orange here. There's going to be a lot of orange on the TV screen in this game. Quarterback at Syracuse is Steve Angeli, the backup quarterback from Notre Dame. Takes over a high-flying offense. I don't think this is going to be Syracuse's year. They got Tennessee, Clemson, Notre Dame, SMU on their schedule, all of them on the road. It just doesn't look like it's going to be their year. Joey Aguilar is the quarterback at Tennessee. He will wing it. Got to be careful about interceptions. Defense should keep Tennessee in all their games. Their defense is solid. I have no problem laying 14 points. I think Tennessee wins this by more than 14, and I'll take the over.
You're going to go with the over, okay? Brian goes with Tennessee and the over. All right, Michael, we come to you now. We got Alabama, 13.5-point favorites, going to Florida State, 50.5. Have at it, Mike.
Honestly, and they're in Florida State. I think Florida State still has that lackluster effect of what happened last year. I think, and Alabama's always strong. I'm gonna take, how many was it? What'd you say? 14?
13.5. You got to give up 13.5.
That's a good number. I'll take Alabama with the point. I'll take Alabama in the points, and then give the points. And the over under is
50.5.
Nah, that's too many. Go under.
All right. Comes to me now. Look, I'm just like this about the situation. DeBoer last year, that's what he was, a bore in Alabama. They didn't play well last year. I don't have confidence in this team. This is a team that I think is rated in the top 10 that's overrated right now. Florida State, I don't know about them. Florida State, they may finish last in the ACC, or they may go out here and win 8-9 games. They have a sense of most of the time they get team speed, and they also have some good defensive players. 13.5, I think it's too much. They're going to Florida State. I'm going to take the underdog in this ball game, and I tell you, I won't be surprised if they pull this upset. I'm going to take Florida State to cover, but I mean to cover. I think Alabama wins the game, but probably by a field goal. Florida State under. Go for it, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State can only get better, right? I mean, they were awful last year. The problem is that Alabama will just reload, and that's what I think will happen. I'll take Alabama to cover the 13.5 and go over, but not by much.
All right. Brian.
Well, I'm kind of thinking like you are, Tim. I'm thinking about that recruiting class. Alabama had 4 losses last year, including losing to Vanderbilt in the opening game, which they're still trying to process that one. New quarterback is going to be Ty Simpson. He is known for his confidence and maturity. Wide receivers and secondary both have been upgraded at Alabama. There is a defensive tackle named Keenan, who's one of their key players that's injured and not probably playing in this game. Florida State, Norville just had a faceplant last year, and he's brought in a new
Face plant.
OC. That's Gus Malzone. So that should be helpful. Their quarterback's already trash talking Alabama. That's not a good sign. I think they may keep it close, but I'm taking Alabama.
13 and a half.
Yeah, 13.5. I'm good with it. I'll take the 13 in Alabama. And I think a game will go over.
Over. All right. All right, Keith.
The quarterback for Florida State's who? Brock Glenn? Is that who it is?
No, I didn't. Well, maybe. I'm not sure who he is, but
Does it really matter?
Well, I don't know, but it looks like one area that Florida State's really strong at is at linebacker. I mean, but the rest of the defense, they have a couple good players, maybe one corner, one defensive lineman. It's a defensive tackle. Quarterback, though, it's not showing being very good. Their entire, one running back might be decent. And then on the Alabama side, it looks like they got 3 pretty good offensive linemen, some really good talent scattered throughout their defense. So maybe not quite as strong at linebacker, but as a whole defense, it looks like they're definitely better. And it looks like Alabama has 2 quarterbacks that are rated pretty high. The one you mentioned, Brian, and there's another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Alabama to win, cover that spread, and I'll go under just defense. A lot of defense out there.
We got you.
We keep the score down.
We are coming to, I think, Saturday night now. The Tigers versus the Tigers. LSU heading to Clemson to play down at the old Den. 3.5-point favorites. Clemson is 57.5. They think it's going to be a lot of scoring in this ball game.
I thought you said 51.5 in the email.
Do what?
I thought you put 51.5 in the email.
No, I think I may have, but it's 57.5. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
57.5.
Oh.
I probably did put a 51. It looks like a 1 right here, so I did, but it's 57.5.
Okay.
Look, LSU is going to be a very good team this year. But they're going to suffer 2 or 3 losses. Clemson, to me right now, I'm not sure they're not the best team out there. Texas not, and I don't think Ohio State is. I think Clemson is going to run through the schedule undefeated this year. I think they blow LSU off the field by 20 or more. I think this is over with by halftime. I'll take Clemson to win this ball game. I'm going over the total because I think Clemson's going to put a 40 burger on them. Clemson, the real deal. Kate Klubnik, over 350 yards pass. Tim.
Yeah, well, I mean, but then again, LSU's quarterback is no slouch either, and Garrett Nussmeier. So, I mean, the Clemson may be good, but I think LSU will at least try to keep up. It's just I've heard really good things about Clemson. I'm just, like I said, I mainly looked at the offensive side of the ball rather than the defensive side of the ball. But I mean, you get 2 decent quarterbacks. I mean, just kind of looking, you got a couple sophomores starting and a freshman on the offensive line. That kind of scares me a little bit for LSU. So, you know what? I'll take Clemson. They're favored?
3.5.
Yeah, Clemson. I'll take the cover and let's see points. Lots of them. Over.
All right, Brian.
Klubnik is in his 3rd season as a starter. And what I've been reading, let me go back up. Clemson has a very good offensive line, and they're going to go after LSU's secondary hard. Sweeney doesn't believe in the transfer portal. He's raised his kids. The team is his team, and he's very good at setting up a world against the world mentality. He'll have that going for him also. LSU, I'm not a fan of Brian Kelly. He's 0-3 in openers at LSU, 0-5 if you go back 5 years. So his teams come out usually not ready to play. Got a great quarterback. Nussmeier is a Heisman candidate. Playmakers galore, but can the defense stop Clemson's running game? And I don't think that secondary can keep up with Clemson's pass game either. So they got 5 of the 7 defenders coming back. I got Clemson winning this game, but I'll go under on this.
All right. Keith.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like Clemson is pretty much, they're both in the trenches. They're going to be really, really good on both sides of the ball. Defensively, it looks like they're pretty solid all the way through. Skill positions, if anything, might be where they have a little bit of a question mark, but they have a good quarterback. They do have one good wide receiver in Williams. LSU, offensive line is what worries me most about that team. I think they're okay quarterback, skill positions. They still have some talent in the secondary and linebacker maybe, but offensive line, I think Clemson will wear them down. And so I'll take Clemson. I'll give those points, and I'll go under the 57.5.
All right. All right, Mike.
Rain, rain, important thing. It's supposed to rain on Saturday. Clemson has their big quarterback. LSU is 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 road games. I thought about that. I don't know what else I could say about it. It's going to be at Clemson. My question is, what TV network has the game?
I want to say that's ABC.
I want to say it's ABC, 8 p.m. Saturday evening.
Okay.
I think it is 7:30 or 8. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Brian
ABC for
Kelly's
this game.
offensive line is a little bit stronger than that, and my computer says it's going to be a close game. So it's a close game. We're gonna go with the underdog, which is LSU. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's take LSU. Even though Clemson will win the game, LSU will keep it close, and it's going to go under because it's rain, rain, rain.
Clemson is ranked top 5 defensively,
Okay.
right there with Texas. So I just figured I'd tell you guys that they got 3 guys that they think are going to have double-digit sacks by the end of the year. That's pretty good. So I think it's going to be a good game. We go now to Tim. Tim, Sunday, Virginia Tech, the Hokies, traveling to South Carolina to play the Gamecocks. South Carolina, a 7.5-point favorite in this ball game. Don't forget, back a few years ago, the coach of South Carolina, his dad was a coach at Virginia Tech. So they've got a little bit of a history here. 52.5 points. Tim, have at it.
Yeah, I mean, South Carolina's, that's from what they're saying, should be pretty good. I mean, Virginia Tech hung with some teams last year. They may have made a bowl game. They were probably a 6-win team. Can't see anything that would make me believe that Virginia Tech is going to come anywhere close in this game. I'll take South Carolina. Give me the under, though, because, give me the under.
All right. Gotcha. Brian.
Virginia Tech has a new offensive coordinator. They have a new defensive coordinator. 4 of the last 5 seasons have been losing seasons. They lost 3 of their starting offensive line to transfer.
I'm sorry. That was not.
That was a quick 35 seconds.
That was not for you. I was Tim was done so fast. He was able to start, and he was halfway down midcourt before the 10 seconds.
So Virginia Tech lost 3 of their starting offensive linemen to the transfer portal, but they robbed West Virginia of 3 of their offensive linemen. I think Virginia Tech's defense needs to be overhauled as well. I like South Carolina. They are a very tough team, SEC tough. They lost 2 tough games to Alabama and LSU due to penalties and turnovers, but they were in those games. They were very close. Offensive tackle Josiah Thompson, 6'7", 300 pounds, has got NFL potential. I'm picking South Carolina, and I will take the over.
All right. We go to Keith.
These are 2 schools in the past. It seemed like they were always defensive, strong, and then Virginia Tech had Michael Vick and stuff. But right now, it looks like to me like they're more offensive, strong. These 2 teams, and I think it looks like South Carolina is better, and that offensive line looks pretty impressive. So it should be a decent scoring game. Although I am going to go with the under in this one. South Carolina, I'll take the cover though. I just wonder Virginia Tech if they're going to score many points.
Right. Gotcha. Mike.
Virginia Tech in their last 5 games against the spread is 1-4. Okay, that's another thought. But Virginia Tech is 5-0 in their last 5 Sunday games. How do you like that one? But South Carolina seems to be too strong for them. I am going to take the Gamecocks of South Carolina, and there's going to probably be lots of scoring. So the game will go over.
All right. Coming close to home for me right here with Virginia Tech. I used to go to their home games late 80s, early 90s, and you knew the defense was coming out to play. They don't come out to play anymore. But South Carolina, Keith did mention a couple things about South Carolina. Their defense in the SEC last year was top 5. They are capable of going after a team. Virginia Tech may get shut out in this game. I will not be surprised at all by this. 27-7, 27-0, something like that. I'm going under the total. I think it's way too high total here. Virginia Tech, they don't thrill me at all here. I will take South Carolina and the under. We go into Bryan now. Sunday evening game. Notre Dame, 2.5-point favorites heading to Miami. Only 49.5 points, so they don't have a lot of confidence in a lot of points being scored here. New quarterback for Miami. Bryan, who wins this ball game?
Well, Notre Dame's going to show up with the best running back in Jeremiah Love. He's the top running back in this country. If they beat Miami, I think Notre Dame has a shot to run the schedule. They've got a talented defense. They major on takeaways. Quarterback C.J. Carr will give them something they didn't have last year. He can throw the ball downfield. They were really weak on over 20-yard passes last year. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Notre Dame. Miami, you got Carson Beck, transfer from Georgia, as their quarterback. Too many interceptions last year from Carson Beck. They've got a great offensive line, but I don't think they're going to have enough for Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame, and I don't think there'll be a lot of points. I'm going under.
All right, going under. Okay. All right. Keith.
Well, it looks like both these teams could have pretty strong rosters. So I'm just going to go with the home team in this one. I'm going to go with Miami. But I'll go with the under because I think it's going to be a lot of defensive talent. There's good offense out there too, but I just don't see it being a recipe for a super high scoring game.
Mike.
Notre Dame is 6-0 against opponents in August. The spread has gone under in 5 of Notre Dame's last 7 games in week 1. I don't know what network's got it, but they ain't going to have much of a game. We're going to go with Notre Dame, and we're going to go under.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you, brother. I tell you what, I think Miami is the one team that's going to maybe put the salt in the Clemson wound before it's over with. And Notre Dame ain't got Clemson's talent. I think Miami wins this ball game outright. I don't see Notre Dame putting a lot of points on them. And Miami has also a top 15 defense nationwide. Now, Notre Dame ain't gonna put 20 on them. I don't think so. Not a chance. And if they can't put 20 on Miami, Miami wins 21-17, something like that. I'm taking Miami all the way in this ball. I think they win outright. Under. Tim.
Well, the thing is though, is that if Miami has any defense, I mean, Jordan Greathouse or the Greathouse, one of the receivers, didn't do squat in the national title game for the first about 2.5 quarters, and finally got going, and Ohio State couldn't stop him. And then you had him with the running back. I mean, heck, if you get them two going, and then Carson Beck, is he going to be what he was the last 4 games of the season, or with that middle stretch when he's throwing all the interceptions? And plus, coaching, in my opinion, Marcus Freeman's a little better than what probably Miami has to offer. So due to that, I'm saying that Notre Dame will cover, and I think this will go over.
All right. I think did I skip you last time, Tim, where you should have been starting this
That's
last
okay.
time?
Don't worry about
Well, we're gonna let you start now.
Good.
The big game of the week, noon Eastern time. The Texas Longhorns with Arch Manning. They're going to travel to the Shoe. No,
Yep.
I don't think Horseshoe anymore. Horseshoe with an extra a lot of
They put some more stands in the
seats.
seats. Yeah.
Ohio State. 2.5. Ohio State's a 2.5 point favorite in this ball game at home. 47.5. Tim, take it. Start.
Ohio State did graduate both of their good running backs. They're going to just depend on James Peoples, I think was his name. Funny thing is they have a third string running back named Bo Jackson. Not kidding.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing that sets Ohio State apart, in my opinion, Jeremiah Smith and Mr. Tate. You double cover Jeremiah Smith, leave Tate open. It's pick your poison. And yeah, it's both. The thing that keeps this game close is that you've got essentially rookie quarterbacks. Julian Sayin has not played that much for Ohio State. He was allegedly in a competition in the preseason. I don't buy it. And then you got Arch Manning for Texas. I think this will be close. I may actually pick Texas to cover, but I think Ohio State will win. This will probably be a 1 or 2 point ball game.
Wow. Okay. So
And
Tim will take.
we go under.
Tim will go Texas and the under. Wow, a couple point game, 1 or 2 point game. Brian.
Texas has the 8th hardest schedule in the land, but they've got people that can deal with this. Archie Manning was the 3rd highest QBR over 75 passes, small sample size. But his uncle said yesterday that he can make throws that he never could make. Archie Manning, I watched him play when he played last year. I do think he's a real deal. They have pretty much a new offensive line. That's not good to be going into Ohio State with a fairly new offensive line. Both have great defenses. But I look at Ohio State and the Buckeyes. They got the best player in the country, I think, Jeremiah Smith. I think he is definitely a Heisman candidate. But he only had three catches against Texas last year in that game last year. So you got a new quarterback at Ohio State. You got a new offensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. Not a fan. Not a fan. And you have a new defensive coordinator. They did get a tight end transfer that's pretty exciting. Max Clare, I think he'll put up some numbers. But you lose Howard, you lose Henderson, you lose Akbuka, your OC, your DC, your quarterback. There's a lot to replace in a short amount of time. So for that reason and that reason only, I'm picking Texas and I'm picking the under.
All right.
Whoever loses is still going to be in the picture for the national title. I
Keith.
believe.
Well, it looks like Texas on the defensive side has a very good back seven. Defensive line might be a little more questionable. On the offensive side, it looks like skill position wise, pretty good. Of course, Manning's there. Offensive line might be a little bit more of a question mark. Ohio State has a good talent too, but if I remember right, there was one side of their line that I was thinking, man, I'm not quite sure about that. And I don't know if their overall talent is rated as high as Texas's up and down the roster, especially at the skill positions. And I think that secondary and the linebackers of Texas are going to be really tough to score on. So I'm going to take Texas to win this game. And 47.5, I'm going to go under that.
All right. Mike.
You know why they're building all those extra seats at the Horseshoe? For Lee. Lee. Everybody's going to chant Lee, 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 Lee. Corso. That's it for him. Everybody's going to give him a standing ovation, and he's going to walk out into the sunset being carried on a crown and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you got two teams who got two new quarterbacks, and that means the defenses are going to have some fun. And I am going against a lot of people, even though I live in this state. I think it's because Ohio State is the home team, and they're going to win the game, and they're going to go, and it's going to be a barn burner. Over.
So you go take Ohio State to cover 2.5 and go over.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. All right. Time to put the crash and smash on everything. Arch Manning loses 3 or more games this year. I'm not sure he's not going to get benched. He never threw a pass last year. We don't know nothing about this kid. And he's going to throw his first in college pass in Ohio State? No. They're not. And don't get me wrong, Ohio State's not going to be mopping the floor with them because Texas has a top 5 defense out there too. Neither one of these teams are going to put a lot of points on the board. It's not going to take a lot.
Of course. So.
I say Texas does not score a touchdown in this ballgame. I will go 17-9. I think it's going to be a boring game to watch, unless you like a lot of defense. I'm taking Ohio State to cover this game easily. Only because I am not Arch. I don't think Arch Manning has got what it takes to win. And we'll see. I'm going under, though, the total.
Rob, did you see when Archie Manning played? Did you watch him play?
I'm not an Arch. I saw him play some last year and never threw a pass, but I'm not an Arch Manning fan. Archie Manning, his grandpa, yeah, I liked him okay, but I never liked his uncle. I never liked either one of his uncles, Eli or Peyton. I didn't like neither one of them. Peyton Manning, I know he got great numbers and all, but yeah,
just for the record, did you guys get that I was taking Colorado to win outright over Georgia Tech and also Miami? I mean, for the teams I had covering the spread as underdogs, I had them winning outright.
Right. Okay. And I had Miami winning too. Now, everybody, that's a clean slate right here. Everybody think about who you think is going to be your national champion. We'll go to whoever's ready. If you have to think of it a couple minutes, just put your finger up. Just what do you say, Brian?
I want to say one thing before we move to that. I've got family back there living back in Columbus, and we asked them about Josh Simmons when we drafted him, and they said you're going to like him and you're going to like the kind of character he has, the kind of kid he is. They were absolutely right. People in Kansas City are falling in love with this new left tackle, Josh Simmons. Very strong,
Really?
very quick. He looks like he's going to be there for a while.
Transfer portal.
So Tim, you're not ready yet?
No, I'm ready.
All right. We'll start with Tim. You're national champion this year, and then who you think a lot of people got way up top is going to be the biggest flop, maybe 4, 5, 6 losses, or even worse than that. So first off, your national champion is
I'm kind of wavering between Notre Dame and Penn State. But the problem is I think Penn State will fall under James Franklin disease, so I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Okay. Now, is there a team out there that you think, okay, people got them up on the pedestal and there's no way they can fall, but I think this is a team that could, somebody picked them to win it all and they're going to lose 2 or 3 ball games. Who you think?
It sounds like the sexy pick for that is going to be Miami.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'll go with that.
Brian, who do you like as your national champion?
I do like Notre Dame. I think the quarterback can throw the ball downfield. That's what they wanted, and that's what they're getting. And that was their one weakness last year. I think the schedule favors them. If they can get past Miami, the schedule will favor them. So Notre Dame, and then the overrated team, I kind of agree with Alabama. I don't think Alabama's going to be in the top 10 when it's said and done.
Oh, okay. Keith.
Wilson Haney has a question. -7.5 has to be a lock, right? I'm not sure what he's referring to or asking about, but if he wants to clarify.
Whatever team was 7.5
Let's
point
see.
favorites.
I had it on full screen there, so I gotta back up a second here. 7.5 has
South
to be
Carolina.
a lock, right?
South Carolina was 7.5.
South Carolina, okay.
You're saying they have to be a lock to cover 7.5, or 7.5 has to be a lock to win a game come this weekend.
I don't know.
Clarify it up at Wilson, and if you do, we'll try to answer it if you want to. We're going to Keith now, but throw a little more clarity to it, and we'll roll with it.
I
Who do you
don't
like,
have a
Keith?
prediction for. I don't have a prediction for this. I don't know. I
Don't
would
one?
have to have at
Okay.
least maybe
All
next
right.
week. I'll get back with you on that, but I couldn't tell you.
Okay. I got you. How about you, Mike?
Well, I have a thought of who could be the flop, and I don't know why I'm going to say this. Notre Dame will be the flop. Okay?
Oh, okay. And who is who's your national champion?
Whatever. No, Notre Dame will be El Floppo. I'm going to go on a hunch. They always seem to find a way to get in every year. And Clemson. I don't know why.
Going with Clemson?
Clemson.
All right.
The Tigers.
Look, I said from the start, I thought Alabama is overrated. I think Texas is overrated. I think a lot of the SEC teams are overrated. A team that scares the heck out of me and should scare other teams, and right now, people not even talking about them. They're just talking about, well, they're going to lose 4 or 5 games. Michigan, they got the quarterback they want right there in Michigan. I think this team is going to – I think they could win the Big Ten. The flop team of the year, though, still I haven't seen it. I think it's going to be Penn State. I think Penn State, like Tim says,
Throws Rob.
James Franklin to me is a flop. I think he's been Come on, James. James Franklin's cutting my thing off here. I think James Franklin should have been fired 2 years ago. I think he's been overrated. I think he should have been pushed out the door long ago. Now my national champion, I'd love to go with Clemson, but I tell you what, Clemson will find a way to lose that one game. I don't know where or who to, but I tell you what, if Clemson's going to lose, Texas is going to be a flop, Alabama's going to be a flop. Hey, I will take Oregon. I'm going to take Oregon to win the national championship. Nobody's picking them. I've seen who they play in this year. I think they've got a legit chance of winning 10 or 11 ball games in the regular season. Make it to the playoffs. Who knows what could happen? Ohio State will be a Big Ten team anyway. Ohio State or Oregon. I think one of those two teams wins it all this year. And I tell you what, if you watched Iowa State last week, that's a team you better watch out for too. They are pretty damn good. They are pretty good.
Yeah, that was a rainy game. That was sloppy.
So,
kind of tough.
Any punishments from the fight?
Yeah.
One of the toughest schedules I think I saw this year was for Wisconsin. Man, they have about 6 games against top 20 team or 22 maybe it was teams on there for this year, including Alabama.
Do you think there's going to be a conference under those big four that's going to tell you,
Yeah.
hey,
Alabama's got a tough schedule too, if you think about it. Alabama's got Wisconsin. Alabama's got Wisconsin, Florida State, and the SEC schedule. That's a pretty hefty load too.
No.
DeBoer's trying to do everything he can to try to get this team going, and I'm not sure that's the way to do it. I think he needs a couple of lightweights.
Rob, Oregon's got a sophomore quarterback, Dante Moore. Looks like he'll be the quarterback there, but he's got time to get it together because they don't have any hard games until they go to Ohio State on the 27th in September. But Oregon also got a offensive tackle transfer from Nevada that's 6'7", 300 pounds. He's supposed to be really, really good. They want him to put on a little more weight, but they may have something there also.
Yeah, but don't turn off
All right,
TV.
Wilson, leave a comment down below if you want to let me know more about what you're talking about right here, and I'll try to answer it for you if I can. 7.5 points. I don't consider 7.5 points a lock anytime. When they start talking 13 or more points, I think that's a lock. I think
unless it's Alabama against Vanderbilt.
But the only reason I wouldn't, we're going to see what happens. I think a lot of teams are going to have a lot of problems scoring, and we'll see what happens there.
One thing I want to say about
anybody else got anything before we wrap up week 1?
Yeah, I do. One thing about Penn State, I know you don't like James Franklin in the big games, but they've got a great OC, Andy Kotelnicki, who was trained under Andy Reid quite a bit a couple of years ago. He spent a lot of time with Andy Reid. They got a great OC, and now they got Ohio State's defensive coordinator. So they got 2 good coordinators there to help James Franklin. And Drew Allar, I was never a big fan of Drew Allar. He was only 60% passer 2 years ago, but he improved to 67 last year. So I do think they have a shot at it, Penn State.
Boise State's
That's
playing
cool.
right now as we speak.
Yeah, I don't know. Texas just looks like to me they find a way every year to flop, and I'm just not sold on them. Oklahoma, I hadn't heard anything about Oklahoma if they're supposed to be good this year or not. They generally, a lot of people pipe about them. Washington, I've heard a lot of good things about them this year, I don't know. I'll tell you. You want to watch a game this weekend, and I personally think this team is going to go in and beat that team. Indiana is playing Old Dominion this week. I think Old Dominion's going to march themselves into Indiana and beat their asses this week. That's what I think is going to happen. I saw Old Dominion last year dominate Virginia Tech. Now, I know Virginia Tech's a different level from Indiana. They dominated Virginia, and they went to JMU and almost beat them too. Old Dominion has some athletes, and I think it's going to be a heck of a game. I hope I get to watch it. I really do. I hope I get to. Tim, got anything else to? Well, you got a cherry on top?
Nope, no, not. Oh, I got one cherry on top.
Whipped cream.
Just a player to make us feel old. Jerome Bettis Jr. is a freshman at Notre Dame.
Same school.
Jerome Bettis is, and he's not old as I am. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel real old. For Tim, for Brian, for Keith, for Mike, my name is Rob. We're in week 1. We're going to do even better next week. We're going to have NFL picks, college picks. We'll cut down the college picks to probably 6. And we're going to try to have some the big games along with NFL games. We're going to try to put that thing, all of it, in an hour and 15 minutes. If we can put it in a big ball like that for you. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wonderful,
Bye.
wonderful. And cut.